mission. 4-Hers are tackling the nation's top issues, from global food security, climate change, sustainable energy, to childhood obesity and food safety. 4-H is out of school, in school, clubs, camps, and a variety of other places. We are part of MSU Extension and part of the land grant mission. We're funded by the USDA and part of the USDA programming. I also have to switch it on my side. The extension system today is unique and an achievement in American education. Dr. Dwyer talked about this, and in 1908, Michigan founded their 4-H program. It's been in service for over 100 years, and it brings rewards to communities through higher education. At one time, higher education was only available to the elite, and through the land grant mission, we were able to bring the education into the communities. Michigan State University Extension has offices in every county, and we have an academic staff that lives in those counties and communities, and you've heard from many of them. And 4-H is a vital link in serving those communities. What we found throughout, I should probably switch your slide. What we have found is that we can bring educational programming to youth, and youth brings it to their families, and that's vital to our programming. Usually working off one slide or one projector. I belong to the Children and Youth Institute. That's one of the 4 institutes in MSU Extension, and we help children and youth from birth to age 19, and the adults who support them thrive and contribute in a complex and changing world. Children and youth are equipped to be successful, lifelong learners who are socially, emotionally, and physically healthy and safe. So in our children and youth programming, we have a couple of different areas. We have early childhood, which is children birth to age 8. And then for the youth, we start at age 5 to 19 for 4-H. And 4-H focuses on career and workforce development, leadership and civic engagement, community capacity building, and science literacy. So in early childhood, we help parents and caregivers increase early childhood science, math, and pre-literacy skills. And we enhance children's social and emotional development. We also have a nutrition program that works with children and their families through many venues, including schools, agriculture organizations, farmers markets, and many other venues to help children thrive through better nutrition. We know if kids are eating well, they're ready to learn. Kids that are hungry and aren't eating well don't learn as well. 4-H impacts the youth in Michigan. We have 217,206 youth participants right now, and we reached that number of youth through our 12,790 adult volunteers. And we also have ways to work with teens, because we know teens working with youth is a very big impact in the state of Michigan. We have 3,035 teen volunteers. All of our volunteers, our youth and our adult volunteers, go through a screening process because we want to make sure we have good people, quality people, keeping our youth safe while they're in our programs. Each programs delivered through Extension, and my notes here, we're uniquely positioned to meet urgent global needs. 4-H believes in the power of youth, and youth are drivers of change, and there's more than 1 billion people between the ages of 12 and 24. Okay. The young people today are farmers who will feed the world in 2050. 4-H reaches 7 million young people in more than 50 countries. More than 3.5 million girls and young women participate in 4-H today. Through 4-H, higher quality, positive youth development experiences are proven effective. A global network of independent 4-H programs is working together to offer 4-H experiences to millions more. And are any of you wondering what the 4-H's are? Does everybody know what the 4-H's are? Does anybody know what the 4-H's are? Yay! So the 4-H's are head, heart, hands, and health. And we use those symbols because we use our head for clear thinking. I'll give you a 4-H pledge. Our heart to greater loyalty, our hands to larger service, and my health to better living through my club, my community, my country, and my world. And I told you we were going to start way back. So why 4-H? Why go to the kids? And I mentioned it earlier. We realized that teaching youth, because sometimes farmers and older people, we don't like to change. How many of you guys like to change? You like 1, 2, 3. See, now there's some change. So basically, we don't like to change. And we are going to plant our crops, and we're going to cook our meal. We're going to do the same thing that we've done for the last 20 years, right? Because we're comfortable doing it. We're going to drive the same way home. Even though there's a traffic jam on that street every day, we're going to drive that way home. We don't like to change. So, what we found out is if we teach youth new ways of doing things, youth go home, kids are excited, they tell their parents, they tell their neighbors, they tell their grandma, they tell them all sorts of things, all the new things they're doing, whether it's farming or something about robotics or can't think of all our programs right now, just lots of things. Another program that would be of interest to you, I think, we have exchange programs where we we do not sell youth from the United States. We send youth from Michigan to other countries, and we invite youth from other countries to visit Michigan so that we can learn together just like we're learning here. And that's a really strong component of our youth program. Are you laughing at me? Okay. You might have something to add.
Is India included among these 50 countries?
Yes. Mm-hmm. We have different states partner with countries, but we are open to partnering. So we would be very open to forming a partnership with India and having youth exchange. So youth could come and visit and stay with families and learn how we do things in the United States. And then youth would come and stay with families and learn from a family perspective. So it's really interesting. But how this started was in the 1800s, there were better ways to grow corn and there were better ways to preserve our food, but people were stuck. They didn't like change. So we started what we call corn clubs and tomato clubs. And so the kids would be in a corn club. They would go, they'd learn new ways of farming, new ways to irrigate their crops, new things about maybe pests, and then they would take that information home. And that's that was the beginning of 4-H. And one thing we do here, you can't probably read this from where you're at, but this is the targeting life skills model. And we use this as we work with volunteers and youth, and it was developed at Iowa State University. And it is used nationally and internationally with 4-H programs. And how it is divided, it's divided with the hands, heart, health, and head, and the different skills that fall into those areas. So we can cover all the skills that kids need through 4-H programming. Okay, back to our general children and youth, or 4-H. It's we work on career, education, and workforce prep,
And in the workforce prep, we focus on entrepreneurism, youth financial literacy, and employability skills. We want our kids to be ready for employment. We have a leadership and civic engagement group, and Michigan's youth has participated in nearly 88,000 civic engagement, community service, cultural competencies, and leadership development programs annually. 4-H youth shows statistically significant increases in skills related to conflict resolution, facilitation, civic participation, leadership, and communication. Our capacity building, Michigan youth participate in nearly, I'm sorry about that. I'm on the wrong slide. Youth 4-H youth are engaged with volunteers and mentors to grow our 4-H community. We do this through our volunteer system. We have very dedicated volunteers. And some volunteers volunteer for 50 years, 60 years for life. And some volunteers just volunteer for a short period of time. And so we'll take all those volunteers and use them the way they want to be used in 4-H, either for a short term or long term. I'm on the science team, and we know that science is everywhere, and our motto is asking questions, discovering answers. We want to encourage kids to discover their own answers through science. We know it's everywhere in everything we do. We bring science to life in a variety of ways in a multitude of programs. We focus on STEM and how it relates to our changing world. Now, what I was asked to talk about today was youth and their role in our food system. And this is a curriculum that was developed at Michigan State. I helped write this curriculum, and it's called the Farm Stand Project. And it cuts across several 4-H programs. The participants learn not only gardening and farming skills, they can produce or they can procure their products. They learn business skills. They use entrepreneurial skills. They learn marketing, pricing, consumer preferences, customer service, all while selling their products and in a real life context. We can have farm stands, an individual farm stand. It can be part of a farmer's market. In the state of Michigan, our park system has asked to have farm stands in the parks. So we have a variety of venues. And that curriculum is available online, so we can get you the website to that. And the pictures up here are some of our farm stands that we've had. And a couple of them have been in the state park, so that's a lot of fun. So 4-H is a game changer. Research indicates that youth that participate in 4-H have higher developmental assets. They make healthier decisions and are more likely to pursue post-secondary education. So, how many of you guys knew there was 4-H in India? There is, 4-H has been started in India. It's through the University of Georgia. But now, I think we're going to be working with the Michigan State University. So, they have partnered in India, and a couple of their things were on the Clean Cities and the traffic program. They also have been working with STEM. STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. So I gave you a very quick overview of 4-H and the little bit of things it does with the food system. We also have some other curriculums that we use when we talk about nutrition and growing good food for kids. We know that if kids grow food or cook their own food, they're more likely to eat their food. So we have several programs in the school that I could talk to individuals that are interested in that. But my question is how can Michigan 4-H work together with Manage to impact youth in India and Michigan for a better future in agriculture? So I'll throw that question out, or you can ask me questions.
Sandborn,
Programs, the participants learn not only gardening and farming skills, they can produce or they can procure their products, they learn business skills, they use entrepreneurial skills, they learn marketing, pricing, consumer preferences, customer service, all while selling their products and in a real life context. We can have farm stands, an individual farm stand. It can be part of a farmer's market. In the state of Michigan, our park system has asked to have farm stands in the parks. So we have a variety of venues. And that curriculum is available online, so we can get you the website to that. And the pictures up here are some of our farm stands that we've had. And a couple of them have been in the state park, so that's a lot of fun. So 4-H is a game changer. Research indicates that youth that participate in 4-H have higher developmental assets. They make healthier decisions and are more likely to pursue post-secondary education. So, how many of you guys knew there was 4-H in India? There is. 4-H has been started in India. It's through the University of Georgia. But now I think we're going to be working with the Michigan State University. So they have partnered in India, and a couple other things were on the Clean Cities and the traffic program. They also have been working with STEM. STEM? Science, technology, engineering, and math. So I gave you a very quick overview of 4-H and the little bit of things it does with the food system. We also have some other curriculums that we use when we talk about nutrition and growing good food for kids. We know that if kids grow food or cook their own food, they're more likely to eat their food. So we have several programs in the school that I could talk to individuals that are interested in that. But my question is how can Michigan 4-H work together with Manage to impact youth in India and Michigan for a better future in agriculture?